And here, the part one question is all about tidiness. Are you a tidy person? Ooh. Yes, of course. Let's have a look at the questions. Are you a tidy person? Are all members of your family tidy? This is where you can spill the dirt about your family members. Do you think people should be tidy all the time? Are you more tidy at work or school or at home? Interesting questions, right? So let me ask you, give me an answer. Are you a tidy person? Okay, great. Now I know. Is that true? So notice in part one, I think the maximum you will get to answer is 20 seconds. Your answers need to be quite short, developed, but you'll get maybe 2, 3, or 4 sentences out, depending on your speed and fluency. But it is quite short and fast-paced. So this is what I might say. Are you a tidy person? Yes, quite tidy. I make a habit of making my bed in the morning. I usually wash the pots straight after dinner. I wouldn't say my house is spick and span, but it's tidy enough. Okay, so I kind of got 3 blocks there. Yes, quite tidy. I give a couple of examples. I make a habit of making my bed. Notice the difference of I have a habit of and I make a habit of. I have a habit of is a negative thing, right? Something you don't like. I have a habit of smoking. I have a habit of turning up late. It's negative. I make a habit means you make an effort to do something and it's positive, right? I make a habit of getting up early. I make a habit of making my bed. It's a positive thing, right? I usually wash the pots. That means to clean the plates after dinner. I wouldn't say my house is spick and span. Spick and span, nice little expression, lovely binomial. It's great, meaning very, very, very clean. Spick and span. Notice the pronunciation, spick and span. Spick and span. Spick and span. Great. I wouldn't say my house is spick and span, but it's tidy enough. Lovely answer. Okay, I mean, that's somebody fairly tidy, but some people are really, really tidy. They might say something like this. Are you a tidy person? Yes, I am a stickler for keeping things tidy. I like my home to be really shipshape. If the house is messy, it just puts me in a bad mood, I can't find things. And I also feel bad because I know I should have cleaned up, but I haven't. Right, interesting, right? Some good expressions here. I'm a stickler for doing something. Means I'm quite strict and I do this quite strongly or strictly, right? So if I'm a stickler for getting up early, it means it's really important. I'm very strict about it. I always do it, right? I'm a stickler for keeping things tidy, right? It's really important for me. I do it a bit like a sergeant in the army. Make sure you do it. Make sure I do it. I like my home to be shipshape. Shipshape is similar to spick and span, but it's a nice synonym. If the house is messy, it puts me in a bad mood. So messy, opposite of tidy. Notice the use of just, right? That making things softer. It just puts me in a bad mood. I can't find things and I feel bad. I know I should have cleaned up, but I haven't, right? I should do something means you haven't. I should have done something. Present perfect, again, is that you should have done it in the past, but you haven't. So here, I know I should have cleaned up, but I haven't. You could use present perfect or the present. I know I should clean up, but I haven't. Both are good. Present perfect just shows a better control of the language, right? Nice. Let's look at another question. Are you more tidy at work, at school, or at home? Well, I would say this. Interestingly enough, I tend to keep my workplace in order way more than my home. I guess I just think tidiness and productivity are connected, but at home, I just want a more relaxed atmosphere. Short and sweet. Interestingly enough, right? It's a nice connector. It's you're telling the examiner what I'm going to say is quite interesting, right? Interestingly enough, I tend to keep something in order. Keep it in order is to keep it tidy. Way more than my home. That just means much more. But again, nice control of the language. Way more than my home. Notice the stress? Way more. When you stress a word, you make it longer and usually louder, right? And the pitch is a bit higher. Way more than my home. I guess I think tidiness and productivity, not easy, productivity. With these long words, break it down into syllables and do the training, right? Productivity. 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 It's like training in the gym, right? Do the repetitions. You need to train the mouth. Me too. I need to train the mouth muscle. Tidiness and productivity are connected, but at home, right? I just want a more relaxed atmosphere. Lovely. That's all about tidiness.